Hello, my name is Stephen Koon, and I'm creating this series of videos on Apache Nifi. Let me just make one thing clear. I love working with big data. This first video will provide a very quick and high level of what Nifi is to you, the user, and a couple of key terms to know. So Nifi reminds me of some like, say, Epic Game Studios and Unreal Engine, and the blueprint system they have for it, which is basically visual programming. Or, in the data world that you and I work in, I would compare it to something like SQL Server Data Tools, SSDT. Except, in this case, there's far more benefits to using Apache Nifi than something like SSDT, which I do use too in my job. But I find Nifi can do everything I wanted to do, or even more. So it's normally my go-to for moving data. Nifi can interact with just about everything, from Microsoft SQL Server to MySQL, Oracle, Netezza, Teradata, Elasticsearch, Mongo, Hadoop, Hive, HDFS, Spark, Kafka, Kinesis, Python, Scala. These are all tools that I end up having to use at some point in my daily job or from time to time. And I've used Nifi for all of them. So it is pretty powerful for the things I like to do. And it makes things a lot easier too. Nifi makes it possible for me to quickly build flows, which are a Nifi term, kind of like a pipeline, or what you're probably used to, an ETL. But it can be far more powerful than your standard ETL process, or having to write out code to, say, building ETL flow inside of Spark. And more importantly, once I have that flow created, it can scale up like crazy. As long as I have the underlying hardware to be able to ingest the data. And in more cases than not, it can ingest the data just as quickly as it can be created. So let's get to a couple quick things here. Like I said, this video is going to be quite short, just to cover some broad things real quick. So you can get Apache Nifi from nifi.apache.org. And it is managed, it's a project that's managed by the Apache Foundation. And just a couple quick key features of Apache Nifi is it's a web-based user interface, so kind of like SSDT in a way. And it's highly configurable. We'll see that as we start using it. It has what it calls a data provenance, which lets you track everything from the flow files creation all the way to everything you do to it before you get it to your endpoints. And you can design your own extensions for it, or use the built-in extensions or processors, and it can be secure. SSL, SSH, HTTPS, all those good tools, right? There is a documentation section for Apache Nifi as well, where you can learn key information, but we'll just go through a couple quick things. First thing you'll want to know about is a flow file, which we'll get into. Flow files are basically objects. They're files. Think of it as moving one file from one filing cabinet to another, or taking that file, you hand off the file to another coworker. They make some changes to it, do some enriching of it. Then they move it on to the next person who finishes making sure, does the checks, make sure everything's good to go, and then moves it on, right? That's what a flow file is. It has two key parts to it: the attributes of the flow file, and then the content of the flow file itself, which we'll see later. Then you have flow file processors. These are basically the processors that do something to the flow file. So everything from the routing, transformation, mediation, you'll see as we start using it. Then you have connections, which are basically queues. They connect one processor to the next processor, and they have a queue in there where flow files hang out until they're ready to be processed by the next one. We have the main flow file or flow controller, which is our scheduler and controls and manages everything that goes on with processors, and the threads and what's being allocated to what processors and how. And then we have process groups, which are kind of like small flows, but they're a smaller group that you can maybe make a process group that's specific to one task, but it still has like 5 or 6 processes it has to go through before it's ready to go somewhere else. So just a couple things right there. Nifi architecture real quick, if you just want to look at that real fast. It's built on JVM. So Nifi has a web server, That's what gives you the UI and the ability to basically build flows. You have the controller, which does all the scheduling. You have processors, extensions if you create your own extensions as well. And then we have flow file repository, the content repository, and the provenance repository. And I think that's all we'll cover in here, really. There's a lot more you can really go into detail on your own if you want, but really we want to know how to use it and what it does for us. So there's two ways I'll be using Apache Nifi through Docker because I use Docker all the time. So if you're interested in doing that way, you can go to Docker Hub and you can go and grab Apache Nifi, the latest version if you want there. It's a little bit more, there's a couple more tweaks you have to do in order to get it to a state you probably want it in, a couple of things here and there. But if you use the Docker, it's not going to be an issue for you. Or you can just go straight to the Apache download, go to download Nifi, and you can quickly get it and add it to you can quickly download it for Windows or Linux and use it straight from your own machine, even at home, if you just want to experiment with it and see what it can do for you. So this is the Nifi canvas. This is our space that we'll be working in. We have a navigation bar over here with a window. Lets us move around if we had the flows can get really big. You can have a lot going on. You have a little process group, and this is for the flow. Our main root is Nifi flow, so that's where we're at right now. And you have stuff like the configuration screen if you want. You can enable and disable processes or groups. You can start them, stop them. You can create a template, and you can upload templates. And we'll get into these as we use them and as we need them. At the top, though, this is where we'll be using things the most. So we have processors. If we grab that, you can see a list of a whole bunch of processors we'll be going through, some at a couple at a time here. But this is where we'll be grabbing stuff in order to process the work that we're doing, or our flow files. We have an input port and output port. We won't get to those right now. We have process groups. So I can drag down, I can create a group, and then I can do work inside that group and build out my flows there. We also have remote process groups. So if you had a cluster set up, that's where this would come in handy. You have funnels. You have templates, and then you have labels. So we'll cover most of these as we use them and as we need them. And then on the bar, you kind of have your status bar, right? So the current time UTC for the server or whatever you've set it to in the configuration for Nifi. You have your cluster, or this one's the active threads. You don't see clusters unless you got a cluster built, or how many are in your cluster. So these are our active threads. How many threads are running right now? This is how much we are total queued data in, and then how much. So this is total queue. The first number is the total queued flow files. Second is how much memory they're using up, and how many processors are running, how many are stopped, how many are invalid components, how many are disabled, and if we were doing a version process group, so if we had a registry for versioning them, we could do that too, and a couple other things. So that's all we really need. This is our canvas, and this is what we're going to be working for creating Nifi flows. So in the next video, we'll be going over our very first flow. It'll be pretty simple. There won't be too much involved in it. And from that one, though, we'll be expanding other videos on top of that one to expand it further and further and seeing how far we can take that one first setup that we make and what we can do with it. So if you love data, like working data, like moving data back and forth, I mean, that's what Nifi is about. Nifi is about moving data from point A to point B, but it doesn't just let you do that. You can actually do quite a bit to it when it's moving from point A to point B. And that's what we're going to discover as we move through this. One of the reasons I'm doing these videos is just because as I was learning Nifi, it was very hard to find good examples of what I was trying to do or anything to compare it to. Yeah, there's a couple blogs here and there, but really nothing, no solid tutorials that I came across that really showed you how to do this. And just got to a point where I was like, you know what? One day I may have spent like 6 hours trying to figure out one flow, and because I couldn't find good examples of how to do it online. So now I'm like, well, dang, let me see if I can help someone else out. So here's the videos. I'll catch you next time in the next video as we discuss our very first flow and how to create it. Catch you next time. Bye.